CDs, those round shiny things you used to save all your pocket money up for each week and sit on the edge of the bed listening to while reading the lyrics. Just me? My name's Alan, and I think I have the best CD collection in the world. Here to disagree with me is my good friend Ross. On each episode we'll chat about each album, what it means to me, and why I think my collection is greater than yours. So today Ross is wearing a very appropriate t-shirt because the band in question are very, very much influenced by Metallica, I think.
I'd say so. And also, the biggest band, I'm thinking the biggest band we've spoken about, aren't they? I think.
They probably are, yeah. Yeah.
When you think about it. Well, when you read about them, you'd think, yeah, they are.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course they are, yeah. We're talking about...
They might be one of the biggest bands we ever talk about.
Nah. I've got Guns N' Roses in my CD collection, so, you know.
This is the poor man's Guns N' Roses.
It pretty much is.
We'll get to that. Got something to say.
Yeah. Avenged Sevenfold, City of Evil, released in 2005 on Hopeless Records.
Hopeless Records and Warner, I think.
And Warner, yeah, they signed.
Which I don't really understand that crossover. Is it like they share the money from it? I don't know.
So, I guess Hopeless, because the album before this was just Hopeless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just on Hopeless. It wasn't Hopeless.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it was right, actually. So after that album did quite well, and they were getting loads of major label offers. So Warner
wonder if it's along. Like Warner are just like know that they're going to make a fortune off an album, and they go, right, can we put some of our stake into it as well? Then maybe.
Maybe.
Because Hopeless, obviously, it says Hopeless and Warner, so they must have both contributed. But when I saw they signed to Hopeless on their story, I was like, oh, Hopeless is a big record label that I recognise.
Yeah.
For some reason. I think it's like Enter Shikari, and the logo is so recognisable. Sum 41, All Time Low, Neck Deep, Yellow Card, Taking Back Sunday, pop punk and metal in it, really. Yeah. Did they produce this themselves as well with Mudrock?
I think they did. Yeah,
produced. It says co-produced by Andrew Murdock. Murdock, but he calls himself Mudrock.
Mudrock, yeah. So Mudrock has done. He's done a lot of sort of metal releases. He did.
I didn't recognise any of them.
No.
Which I was surprised by, because I thought this is a good album. Well, we haven't even spoken about about it yet.
Hang on.
I don't think it's amazingly produced. It's kind of like one of those things where it's the standard. It's like they've used the standard kind of template for producing that kind of music. You know, and nothing has to be done too differently. It's done well for that style, isn't it?
It's it's got all the elements there, like the really quick drumming, the twin guitar assault.
The drumming is like definitely one of the best parts of the best bits of the album. Yeah. And I wondered if, like, I hope that. Well, I quite like how it's so well produced. Like so it doesn't sound quite natural. A lot of it, like the drums. I wonder if it's one of those ones where they've really tightened up the drums, triggers, and layered up the kick drum to make it.
Well,
really good. But that's how you produce that kind of
like
metal, isn't it?
The Rev was he was an incredible drummer. He's now dead.
We've not had one where someone hasn't died yet.
I know.
That's what I thought when I first read that. I thought I knew it already, but
but he was such an amazing drummer and writer as well. And I've seen him live.
He helped write. Well,
he wrote some of it. Yeah,
the actual music rather than just the
and he played piano,
the kick drums. Which is just everywhere, all over.
It is.
I love that though.
It's kind of relentless, isn't it? It's just kind of. I think it's like the first 4 songs. It's like really quick snare, and
Yeah, there's really quick snares in it as well. But obviously, there's a bit on Wikipedia that says he would sit for hours practicing until he could get up to 210 beats per minute.
Yeah, that's insane.
But when I listened to it yesterday. I basically got off the bus after work and I put the headphones on from a walk home.
Yeah.
And what I was going to say is, like, it brought such a big smile to my face because it just reminded. I didn't remember how much fun, how enjoyable it was.
Yeah.
And because of that opener, Beast and the Harlot. Beast and the Harlot. She's a twin has got that those drums in it at the start. It's just like, it just makes you feel like, right, here we go.
Yeah, what an opener. And
then the kicks, like, really gets you sort of, I don't know, just gives you a bit of energy, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's just a fun album. And it's kind of why I chose this one and not Waking the Fallen. Like before.
Well, I thought, and I also had a say in that as well, because I thought, I remember some of the songs off this. It'll be nostalgic, and it was quite sort of nostalgic. And I thought the other one might not get such a good review if it didn't do so well. They were very kind of stuck in that metalcore kind of genre. Was this so that one was before this?
Yeah.
Because this is where they really sort of went. We want to make it, mainstream. I don't know what you call it.
Like
traditional metal.
The frontman, by the way, do you know all their names?
I think is it M Shadows?
M Shadows.
It's Sinister Gates,
Zaki Vengeance,
the Rev,
and the bassist. His name is Johnny Christ.
Okay, he doesn't really get mentioned that much, does he?
No,
I didn't see his name.
Does he do a lot?
There's a lot of really good. Honestly, I was listening to some of the last couple of songs on the album I'd listened to earlier.
Yeah,
there's some really good bass parts that you don't really. Obviously, a lot of metal fans are not bothered about bass guitar.
No,
especially when you're listening to this, you want to hear the solos and the technical guitar.
Yeah,
you're not really caring about the bass, but I like to pick out. Or just naturally, I hear a bit of bass. I think that's better than just doing the root notes.
Yeah,
which a lot of people do.
I can't remember what song it is that starts with that.
Yeah, I think I wrote it down. I've probably got it written down somewhere. There's one that starts with the bass. The Wicked End. The Wicked End. It's got a really fat bass riff.
Yeah.
But I had some really weird comparisons when I was listening to it, which you'll find funny.
Okay, all right, go on.
It's so weird because, this is what I feel like. They weren't really taking it... Well, they are taking it seriously, but I like the fact that they're writing these melodies and these guitar solos and stuff.
Yeah.
And not really caring, I don't think, if it sounds like someone else's melody or guitar solo.
Right.
But they just thought, if it does sound like someone else's, let's just forget about it. It sounds good on this song.
Yeah,
we're leaving it in, and if we do get told it sounds like that, who cares, right?
Yeah,
because there's lots of that. There's let me see. So, not like Backcountry and stuff. That's kind of that's very original. That's obviously the huge hit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But they've got stuff Seize the Day.
Seize the day, you'll die regretting the time you lost. It's empty and cold without you here. Too many people to wake over.
Yeah.
Which is obviously another big, memorable Avenged Sevenfold song. Bit like Guns N' Roses, isn't it?
I mean, they
like November Rain or what?
It's quite clear.
Knocking on Heaven's Door. That's I think
it's quite clear. Avenged Sevenfold said, "We need to write a ballad now."
Yeah, and then they listen to Guns N' Roses and went, we know it needs to sound like that.
We got some heavy songs, and now we need a ballad. So
the solo in that song does have parts that are the same as the solo in Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Oh yeah,
literally the same, and I'm like, he might be doing that as an homage.
Yeah,
and you can get away with it because it's just a few notes. But you'll notice you'll hear it.
I can probably.
If you let's pull up "Seize the Day." and see if we can get to the solo, and you'll know what I'm talking about, I think. Do you remember the solo to Knocking on Heaven's Door, do you? Or do we have to... Well, we'll put them both.
All I've got in my head at the moment is Avenged Sevenfold, and I can't even remember how Knocking on Heaven's Door goes at the moment.
This bit.
Oh.
That is Knocking on Heaven's Door, yeah. That ending bit is definitely exactly the same, but the rest of it isn't exactly the same, but it's kind of like... I guess that's just his influence, isn't it? He's heard a lot of Slash throughout his life.
Yeah.
And, he can't help.
Yeah.
When you're doing a solo, if he did anything different, it wouldn't feel right.
Yeah.
He wants to play like Slash does.
It's kind of Slash-esque, like standing on top of the coffin.
Doesn't Slash do that in November Rain? I can't remember.
No, he's not on top of a coffin. He's outside that church.
He's outside the church, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is something like, this is what Slash would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But some of the stuff on Wikipedia doesn't even mention Guns N' Roses.
Well, the major influence is 9 months previous to the release of this album. M Shadows was working with a vocal coach who also coached Axl Rose, which was quite interesting.
So previous to recording the album, is that what you read?
Yeah. I think they made that, like, it's, so I've read, they've made that conscious decision of, like, because Wake in the Fallen was pretty much just screaming all the way through and, like, really sort of, and then I think they made the conscious decision that he didn't want to scream anymore, but he wanted that sort of singing voice with a gruff kind of quality to it.
Because I think there was a rumor that he damaged his vocal cords.
He did damage. Yeah, he did damage his vocal cords.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he did go into surgery for it. 2003.
That's not the reason they changed the sound. I think it was
apparently not. No, apparently not.
Deliberate.
Yeah, because they still play songs from Wake in the Fallen live,
and he screams on them.
Yeah.
Because this is all I remember of Avenged Sevenfold is this sound.
Yeah. This album,
which is weird. I don't think I can remember any other songs really.
Oh yeah, so
which is weird.
What was the singles from this were? There was 4 singles, weren't they? Burn It Down, which apparently didn't do very well because it was such a massive change in sound. But then they released Backcountry, which was just went mental.
I mean, when you read in the Wikipedia article, there's just so much about that one song.
Yeah, that one song.
That takes up half the whole article, and you just go skipping bits because it's like you're just talking about this song that obviously was just huge. It was on about 20 video games.
Yeah.
And it got to number 30 in the charts, I think. And
get a song on a video game. That would be amazing.
This is funny, isn't it? Because I bought a PlayStation 2 for nostalgia reasons. When did I buy that?
You had one in... year. Oh, right. Oh, you've got one now.
Yeah, I've got one now, yeah. So I bought it like from CEX. PS2 to me, that's...
Yeah.
I don't need to upgrade any further. I like the games that are on it, but I haven't played mine. I honestly bought it, played it for one weekend, and I got bored of it.
Yeah.
It was just like nostalgia, but it only cost like 60 quid.
Well, yeah.
But I bought a game called SSX on tour, which is a snowboarding game, and it had Backcountry on it.
Oh, okay.
And that's the first time I'd heard Avenged Sevenfold in God knows how long, 15 years. Longer than that. And I thought, they were quite good. Like, good in a way, but I can't remember who had the album. I'm wondering if my sister had it, or my dad. I don't know if it was my dad. I think it might have been too heavy for him, but it wasn't the thing that I would have bought then.
No.
Because I would have been buying Metallica.
But
Guns N' Roses, and I would have thought that was a bit of, what's the point? If you're still discovering...
If
you're still discovering the original stuff... You wouldn't bother with that yet because you're like, well, I'm still not listening to all Guns N' Roses yet.
What's the point of buying?
Listen to a tribute. Yeah, listen to a tribute band before you've listened to the original. Basically, it's not that. It's not. Well, I feel like they're deliberately. They know it sounds like the Heroes.
I think so. Yeah,
kind of, don't they? I think they've said that a few. I think they knew.
And I think
to go straight to their influences rather than trying to do anything new.
Yeah, and I think that they wanted to have fun with it as well, and it's quite a fun album, isn't it? I mean,
it's really fun. It's like they are, and And it's so over the top sometimes. You feel like they're not taking it seriously. They know it sounds ridiculous. But some of it sounds like film soundtracks and stuff, doesn't it? Like,
what is it?
Some amazing parts in it.
Yeah, it's Strength of the World, isn't it?
Strength of the World, yeah. Orchestral opening, like a film theme. Yeah, because there's two. There's two with like big orchestral things. There's
one that sounds. There's one that sounds.
The Sidewinder's got the Spanish classical guitar and bongo, and it's like samba kind of.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's mental at the end of that. That's strange. Just at the end of that song, I just think, no, okay, it's gone a bit. It's got a bit strange.
I think it's The Wicked End.
The Wicked
End.
But
it goes into sort of. It sounds like Tim Burton. It's.
Yes. I thought it sounded like a sort of the theme to like a mummy film or something.
Yeah.
You know? Like it sounds like a film ending. That guitar's a bit like Call of Cthulhu by Metallica, I think.
Oh really?
A little bit.
I think
Indiana Jones or something. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still sticking with Tim Burton. It just sounds
Tim
like
Burton.
Yeah, just some kind of I don't know.
I'm thinking like I can imagine that opening and it's like a big shot over a desert or something. I don't know.
Okay, what, from like a helicopter just going over the desert kind of thing?
Over a desert kind of. I don't know what we're looking for, buried treasure or something.
Okay.
Right, so the guitar solo in Backcountry has got a melody that sounds like the violins in I Will Survive. You know that bit. Who is it that does I Will Survive?
What?
There is a guitar bit that goes. I'm not joking. On Backcountry, it must be. I'm gonna have to check that now because I feel like I'm going mad.
As in, I Will Survive, like Glory Gaynor. I will survive. Right.
Right. I'm gonna go Backcountry. Just find where that solo is. Because I can't be the only one that. It's such a popular song. I can't be the only one that's noticed.
I mean, influences are, you get influenced from anything, really. I mean, I loved this album when it came out, but it was overblown and crazy, and a complete departure from their previous album. But it is just. I've listened to it again recently, obviously. And it just reminds me how good it is.
So that's weird because I guess this is like most people's introduction was this. Like I think I probably hadn't heard them before. They came on Kerrang and did Backcountry or whatever.
Yeah.
So most people like me think this is what they sound like. This is what they've always sounded like.
Yeah.
And,
well, they've got.
So for you, that would have been a weird.
It was
transition.
It was quite a weird departure.
But in a good way, because you're such a Guns N' Roses fan and stuff. You'll be like, yes, this is better.
Yeah,
this is more like it.
When I went traveling, right, it was the time before Spotify and Deezer, whatever, and all I had was a personal CD player, and all I took with me were 10 CDs. And Waking the Fallen was one of them. So I listened to that album a lot. And it's like a part of my...
I know exactly what you mean.
My history kind of thing.
Because I think that shapes your top 10, 20 albums, doesn't it? How much you've listened to them. Because I've got the same thing with I remember going on holiday where I got an MP3 player as a present.
Right.
And then I got all these art. Like, I was on holiday, so I was abroad, and my parents had given me these CDs as a present.
Oh, right.
And then they were like, "Oh, by the way, we've uploaded them to your MP3 player." So it's
nice.
Brilliant.
Oh,
so I had these like 5 CD new albums, whatever, and one of them was like Pearl Jam's self-titled, and then there was like Stadium Arcadium by Red Hot Chili Peppers, and these became albums that I love. And people go, "What are you talking about? That's like their worst album." Or something. You go, "Yeah, but I listened to it about 100 times."
And they just kind of they live inside you now. Like, they're part of you now.
There's a nostalgia.
Yeah,
a massive nostalgia. Like, it brings you back to when you were listening to it 10 times or 100 times.
Yeah.
So I guess that other album was more special to you because you'd probably rather we would have done that.
Well, I kind of knew it inside and out, and then this came out, and it was kind of, oh my god, what the hell is this? Is this the same band? I love it.
Great move for them, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for Backcountry, would they be where they are now? Would they be headlining Download? You know.
Well, this is what I was going to mention. Actually, I can't believe they haven't headlined Download before now. That's ridiculous. Because
they've always been
at 5 platinum albums.
Yeah.
And if you think about the standard, 5 platinum albums, it says 5 albums have gone platinum, and you think, look at the standard of headliner that we have at other festivals. So you think like Glastonbury, some people headline that after 2 albums.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily going platinum.
Yeah.
And then you've got Avenged Sevenfold haven't headlined Download for the 15 years that they've been together or whatever it is.
They've always been there.
They've had to wait till they've got 5 platinum albums to get on that stage because they're still too busy putting Metallica and Iron Maiden on.
Yeah.
It's a shame, really. It's like they should have been headlining, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It probably would have been more popular, actually.
I'm quite surprised to know they haven't. I know they've headlined like smaller stages and stuff, but I mean...
Well, I tried finding out what festivals they'd headlined, but I don't think they have headlined any, really. Like, I don't know if it was Rock in Rio. I found footage of that, but I think they were underneath like Iron Maiden or something.
Oh, really?
And I just think, why have they not been given that sort of recognition?
I don't know. I think...
Because they are one of the big... Like, reading about them, I didn't realise they're statistically one of the biggest bands in the world in that genre.
Well, yeah.
It's just crazy that... And in 2018, I think I read they were nominated for a Grammy.
Wow.
And you think there's still... The longevity, they're still going. Like, even after Backcountry.
Yeah.
In 2005? No, yeah.
Do you think...
This album.
Do you see them as being like still around? Like, are they actually today's Metallica?
No.
No.
I think we've missed that. I think we might miss that completely. I don't think we're going to have these legends anymore.
Legend, yeah.
I don't think it'll happen because there was less bands in the 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't have in 20 years' time. It won't be Avenged Sevenfold. Won't be. I don't think they'll be the legends. I don't know. You think they should be? Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
On paper.
I read an interview with them ages ago, and they're like, I think it was a Krang interview, and they interviewed them in LA and went to the house, like M Shadow's house or whatever,
mansion or
their HQ. No, I think it was at the time. It was just this is quite an old interview, but at the time it was just. You kind of expect a kind of like a party house, like a rock and roll party house, like drink, girls, drugs, whatever.
Those red cups.
But, yeah, got some red cups. And, but apparently they just live in like a normal suburb, and they're very business minded. They don't.
I always thought they might be religious, but I don't think they are they?
I don't think so. Obviously, they've got a lot of religion in. Avenged Sevenfold is
the name,
a religious title, and like Wake and the Fallen is about. It's not about Satanism or anything like that, but it's kind of, they've got that sort of goth imagery kind of thing.
And the lyrics, like to me, were like, they don't. It's not like you take it. It's not like they're writing about their lives or anything. It's like a Lord of the Rings kind of. Book or something.
It's fantasy.
It's just ridiculous. It's just like teenager writing poetry.
Yeah.
Sort of. but it suits the style, and I guess a lot of people like that.
So
I just kind of ignored the lyrics.
Okay, so I've just read the first lyric of the whole album on Beast of the Harlot. This shining city built of gold, a far cry from innocence. There's more than meets the eye around here. Look to the waters of the deep, a city of evil. There sat a seven-headed beast, 10 horns raised from his head. 7 heads, but 10 horns. Symbolic woman sits on his throne, but hatred strips her and leaves her naked. The beast in the harbour.
It just reminds me of that thing where someone, was it Ricky? I don't know, I can't remember Ricky Gervais, but it's on one of the podcasts or something. Ricky Gervais's, where he says those people who get tattoos where it's like a big-breasted vampire woman with dragon tails, and you just go, oh god, and that's what they're like.
So I'm reading. This is the booklet from the CD, and the Beast and Harlot comes with an accompanying. Can't say that very well.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say it. Accompanying. Yeah.
Accompanying art. I'll show you this now. I'll show you it now.
Yeah, teenage goth would have that in his homework book.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
He'd have drawn that and he'd be like, oh, wish I was that devil.
A big-breasted, sexy woman, naked, and a devil. With wings, yes. I might add. Yeah.
I just feel like I can't remember how old these guys were in 2005. Probably in their 20s, late 20s.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Old enough to know.
Enough to know better.
but old enough to not be writing lyrics like that. But then it's the style, isn't it?
What are you going to write about? I don't know.
They don't want to write about their life and work or whatever. Yeah.
They're not. Yeah,
no, it's good. It suits it, doesn't it? It's when you listen to this album, you go, yeah, it all falls into place.
Yeah. Lyrically, as well, I didn't actually realise this until today when I read about it. There's a song, track 10, called "Betrayed." Is a song in memory about Dimebag. Yeah. Which I didn't realise. I'm just reading.
I've not read any lyrics or anything, so I don't really know.
Passion in my eyes, I lived it every day, but how could you go throw it all away? In my dreams, it's me and you. It's there I saw it all come true. As time went by, faith in you grew. So one thing's left for me to do. Finish you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it
from the perspective of his
killer? Of the killer, yeah.
So it's quite a clever way of doing it, but it's a bit weird. Because it doesn't sound like a tribute then, does it really?
The chorus is the chorus is someone else's perspective. A smoking gun in your hand, now don't you realise what you've done? Put a bullet in his back, your hero since you were so young. How could you kill the man who brought salvation through your pain? He must mean everything to end it all this shameful way. I've never really occurred to me. That's not.
And I don't really know much about that story either, to be honest. So,
well,
interesting. Was it a fan then?
It was a fan. It was so after Pantera split up in whatever year it was, I can't remember. After they split up, Dimebag formed a band called Damage Plan.
Yes.
And it was during a Damage Plan gig that he shot him. And I don't know whether this is fact. But apparently it was because the fan blamed him for splitting up Pantera, which is just.
Well, yeah, it's easy to say that, but actually he just wanted to kill someone.
Well, yeah, probably, yeah, he's probably just a psycho,
and he wanted to be probably famous. Well, did he die? I don't know.
Yeah, he died. Oh, I don't know actually.
No, the killer. Sorry. Yeah,
that's a good point. I don't know.
Don't actually know much about him.
No, I'm not sure.
Let's see if I've got anything else interesting.
It is a shame.
They nearly broke up when the drummer died, didn't they?
I think that, yeah.
They thought about it, but then they went into the studio with Dream Theater's drummer, didn't they?
Mike Portnoy, yeah.
So it sounded a bit insensitive when you read that bit, because it's like they talked about disbanding, and then the next sentence is, But then they decided to go into the studio.
So what was the album after this?
It was called Avenged Sevenfold, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Oh, right.
Self-titled, I think.
So I think I might be wrong. I think the album was written, and then the Rev died, and then Mike just kind of said, "Yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll go on tour with you and stuff." I don't know whether he recorded, but I think drum parts were written. Is that right or not?
All I'm looking at is the band members, and it says former session and touring musicians Mike Portnoy. He's not mentioned in the former members.
No, I don't think he ever
was never officially
joined the band. Yeah.
So maybe it was all written, and he was just there as a session drummer.
Yeah.
Was the style the same? Does it feel like it was the same style as?
Well, I've got to be honest. I haven't listened to much Avenged Sevenfold since after this album. Really, I just thought this was an amazing album.
All right, saying the self-titled went to number 1.
Did it?
Yeah, it went to number 1 on the Billboard Top 200.
Okay.
Which I don't know if they gained publicity from the death of the Rev.
Well, maybe. Okay.
And it was or more people were just felt more devoted to them, and they were just like, let's get this to number 1.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. Fourth studio album by Avenged Sevenfold through Warner Brothers and Hopeless. Recorded in the middle of 2007. It's the band's first studio album to be solely self-produced. It's also the final studio album to feature the Rev performing on drums before his death during production of their follow-up album, Nightmare.
So I wonder if that did contribute then to them getting that number 1, because maybe. I think sales dropped off after that, I think.
Yeah. Debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200, which is really good. It was, there was a song called Almost Easy. That was the first single from this album. And I just thought it was a bit, and another song called Scream. And I just thought they were a bit lame compared to what was on City of Evil. I just thought, they can do better than this. And I just thought it was a bit cheesy, and they went a little bit cheesy for me after this album.
I sort of remember fans and stuff, because I wasn't a huge fan of theirs at the time, but I remember people around me who loved them.
Yeah.
And you just get that vibe when you're watching Kerrang and stuff. Yeah, other people say they love them. I felt like that started to wane a bit. Like people just went off them a bit after when they started releasing videos that were a bit too cheesy. And oh, it's not the same since the drummer left or died. Sorry, didn't leave.
Yeah. But it's I just think I don't know. They're not what they were.
And I remember you saying do you know the names of them? Right? You didn't mention one name, which is quite funny.
Oh, Just Insane.
Just Insane.
Yeah, the original bassist, Just Insane.
Which I only searched that up because I knew that he had an overdose. He attempted suicide, didn't he?
I don't know much about him, actually. I think he was just... Was he
so he attempted suicide in 2001.
Right.
And then so he had to leave the band because he effectively did a lot of harm to himself.
Okay.
Went into an institute.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the politically correct term.
Was it rehab? Or
I don't know. No, I think he was just very mentally unwell.
Right.
It doesn't really go much into it. It just seems like maybe he was... I don't know. It feels a bit of a shame, really, because it's like...
Oh, yeah. So,
I don't know what the relationship was like, whether they cast him off or whether they were actually compassionate about it or what. It just says, he couldn't really... they didn't really want him to stay in the band anymore.
Around August 2001, Meacham attempted suicide by drinking excessive amounts of cough syrup.
When you think about it, cough syrup was one of those things that I think it was used recreationally, wasn't it? Or probably still is.
Oh, really?
Like Kurt Cobain, I think, used to drink cough syrup, if I'm right. And I think it gives you it's like a sedative, I guess. I don't know, but it's like you hear about rappers that... Is it called lean? No, what's it called? There's a drink that you hear rappers sing about. No, and it's I'm trying to think of Beecham's. No, And his name's Meacham as well. That's no.
Oh yeah.
But I think there's a drink where you mix like cough syrup and I don't know something else. Right. But people use it recreationally, so I don't know if he was maybe into that.
Maybe, yeah.
But it does sound like, yeah.
You got any cough syrup on you? Go on, give us a hit.
It's a weird thing to have like backstage rock gig. It's not, but it's he remained in poor condition, had to leave the band. So I wonder if he was pushed out or whether.
He perma-fried his brain and was in a mental institution for a long time. And when you have someone in your band who does that, it ruins everything that's going on all around you. And it makes you want to do something to prevent it from happening to other people. His replacement was Frank Malcolm, stage name Damien Ash, who performed with the band for the following months but did not appear on any releases. Right. So he was just a touring bassist for a bit.
So it sounds like they didn't have much compassion for him, I think. The way it says like it ruins everything that's going on around. It's kind of like they blamed him for it.
Yeah, we're on the up. And you are.
And you've just messed it up for us.
Yeah.
With your bloody mental health.
Yeah. Times have changed, didn't they?
But I imagine they were quiet. I wonder if they are quiet.
Well, that's what I mean. You know, I was talking about that interview, like, and they lived in this quaint little sort of suburban house, and they were very sort of business-minded, very kind of like focused on where they're going, kind of thing.
They're just like they don't want any weakness.
Yeah, kind of they're not the sort of rock and roll kind of.
Need to work hard.
Yeah. They're not the rock and roll layabouts that you kind of expect, but they're just very sort of straight edge, and I don't know whether they're straight edge. I know I guess
that contributes to your success, doesn't it? I suppose.
Well, yeah. They just want to make it work, and they want to make it happen. And first time headlining Download, it's finally happening after 20 odd years.
Yeah, and it just feels like it's about wrong timing. Like they should have been doing that when City of Evil came out, maybe.
Yeah. It was.
They could have headlined Download. I feel like. They still had Metallica and Iron Maiden every year.
And you can't compete with that, can you? If you're a band in like Avenged Sevenfold, you can't say, why are Metallica headlining? We're not.
Yeah.
Well, of course they're headlining. Idiots.
So we've got 5 platinum selling albums. Well, we've got 10. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Give you that.
Yeah, but we released 10 albums. What are you talking?
Yeah. We weren't born when you had 10 platinum albums. Old man.
Even just because you've released 10 live albums and they've all gone platinum, that's not
which is probably true, isn't it, of Metallica? They could just release an album of their latest tour and
they could I don't know, they could fart into a microphone and
and people would say that's brilliant.
Oh yeah, very avant-garde.
Saint Anger, people didn't really like that, but it still did well. Still.
To this day, I'm not even sure I've heard that album all the way through.
I think I had it, or I remember buying it from the a car boot sale.
Right.
Where the cover is kind of like been printed.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them. Yeah.
Oh, those was great days when you go to car boot sale and come back with like 5 albums.
50p each.
Yeah. So good.
They spent a year touring support their debut album in September.
I didn't see much about their touring though, because I didn't see anything about supporting anything.
Do you know? I was thinking today, like when the last, when they toured last. They were on the Taste of Chaos tour and the Warped tour, weren't they? I think.
Oh,
were they?
What was the other thing? There's a weird thing on the City of Evil Wikipedia. When you look at, is it on here? Yeah. When you look at who produced it, right? It's got Mudrock produced it at Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Mixed by Andy Wallace. Right.
Yeah.
Pro Tools by John O'Mahony. But Pro Tools is just the software.
Yeah.
That you use to record through.
Yeah. But isn't it
can Mudrock not use a computer? Or can Andy Wallace not use it?
Well, maybe
they had to get 2 people in. Maybe this was so new. No, well, I don't know.
It's all it must be recorded digitally.
Yeah, so it would have been digitally through Pro Tools, and they weren't. Maybe they had to get someone in who knew what they were doing. It's just strange. I don't think you'd see that nowadays.
Too many people.
The producer would do all that.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Because they've got a production crew. Yeah, mastered by someone different as well. Additional vocal production by the Revs, the Gates, and M Shadows. Orchestration. Yeah. Drum tech, guitar tech. A lot of it, though, I did feel like a lot of the album is Sinister Gates the lead guitarist, isn't he? Or is it? Well, they got two. It did, so it did feel like a lot of it was showing off their guitar skills.
Yeah.
Like, what do you call? Is it called sweep picking? I don't know. If that's what you call it when you go up and down. Yeah. And that's very, very technically difficult.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like sometimes they do that unnecessarily, and you go, okay. But as a young guitarist, I was like. I tried to learn. I remember trying to learn. What did I try and learn? I bought like Total Guitar magazine.
Oh, right, yeah.
You'd get the official tabs, and then you'd get like sort of backing tracks.
Oh, right.
I think they had a few Avenged Sevenfold ones because obviously every guitar player wanted to sound like that. Yeah. No, I was going to say, so 3 of those songs I think appeared in those magazines throughout this album.
Yeah,
coming out.
Well, they got the one of the I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Zaki Vengeance is left-handed. So, and it makes for them to, they can come out and like be parallel kind of thing. It just looks good, doesn't it? It's
so it's aesthetically pleasing, isn't it?
Yeah. And
it looks like a mirror in between them.
It invites you in as well. It kind of it brings you in instead of like Status Quo where they're all kind of
or Iron Maiden.
They're
all in a line like that.
Yeah, pretending it's a big gun.
Pretending it's a big gun. Wow, Iron Maiden's a huge influence. Obviously, like the artwork, the lyrical content.
Yeah. They've covered a Iron Maiden song. Everything. I can't remember which.
I might have seen that written down. Yeah, but I couldn't. I didn't recognize it. So it wasn't like a big song.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Flash of the Blade.
Flash of the Blade. That's it. Yeah. Not that
Pantera's Walk as well.
Oh, okay.
They released a DVD with a CD containing B-sides from their self-titled.
Yeah.
And then a cover of Pantera's Walk and Iron Maiden's Flash of the Blade.
Mm. Oh, 2008, they actually toured Europe supporting Iron Maiden.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. It doesn't say that on here. Oh, right. Tour with the Treyu, Bullet for Bounty. Oh, that was Taste of Chaos, right.
Right.
But it's amazing to see that they did actually have a proper orchestra and stuff. I didn't realise that.
Yeah,
they did have an orchestra and a choir.
Yeah. I thought it was all
easy to do, just, synths and stuff. But
Axl Rose did it. With November Rain, that was all synth.
Was it?
Yeah.
So it just shows you, actually, sometimes you don't need to go that far. Is it Massive Attack? Are they the ones that did Unfinished Symphony?
Yeah.
Was it them that sort of sold all their, like, cars and whatnot? They spent a lot of money on having a real orchestra, I think.
Right.
But their album went, obviously, huge and platinum.
Yeah.
So they were like, well, we got our money back.
Oh, really?
But I remember reading about that. Like, they were poor.
Yeah.
From having to pay this orchestra to do, rather than sampling stuff. Like, they could have just used synths and samples, but
yeah.
They decided. So I guess I suppose they had the backing of Warner.
Okay.
So they probably had some money. But I mean, Avenged Sevenfold did. But
yeah, of course.
It's good to see.
In
a way.
Yeah, I mean, to afford that, they've only had 2 albums. Both of them were on small labels. So their 3rd album, they wanted to go like big, and they had the money for that. And even though the first 2 albums were kind of not as commercial,
I think there was a lot of faith put in them, wasn't there?
Well, it must have been. Yeah.
But it's a bit like because they got signed not so quickly, not as quick as some of the bands we've looked at so far. Have we got anything more to say about this? Actually, I don't know. I think I do.
I don't think so. I don't know.
But I could re-listen to this album.
Really?
In the future.
Yeah.
And it'll bring me back. It's a happy album to listen to, isn't it? It's a nice, fun thing.
I recommend you listen to Waking Fallen as well, just to see how different it is. 2 standout tracks for me is Unholy Confessions, which is the first track, or no, track 2 after like an intro track, and then there's a track 4 is chapter 4.
I write these down.
Yeah, that's a really good song, really, really good. And I can't remember what song it is now, but there is a song later in the album that has got a absolute direct rip-off of a Metallica song. And it's exactly what you were saying earlier.
There's a few in this as well.
Yeah, you'll spot it straight away. It's so obvious.
There's one that's just like the drums. You know, One by Metallica.
Yeah,
it's got a very distinctive drum pattern before the breakdown.
Yeah.
Before, what is it? Darkness imprisoning me.
Yeah.
That bit. I'm trying to see what song they've basically got that in on this album somewhere, but I feel like it's a cheeky wink to it.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like, I think they're going for that's what they're going for. They're going for let's pay tribute to all these bands that.
It's a thin line between homage and plagiarism, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to be plagiarism when it's that long after and it's so well done.
Yeah.
It's not they've made it their own. You can't really, you wouldn't turn it off going, oh no, it's just a rip off.
Yeah,
it's not really, is it?
It's the best bits of all of them, just sort of melded together.
So let's put Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Iron Maiden in like a blender, and this is what you get.
Guns and no, I'm not even going to do that.
No.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try.
Right, so it's that time. Best album.
Okay.
Is it in the best album list? Best albums of all time? Is my CD collection the best CD collection of all time because of it? And all those questions, answer them all now.
All in one.
Yes.
It would. Yes, it would. I think it would be for me being the best collection in the world.
Okay.
I know.
Cool.
I never thought I would have said that when I was younger, because I think it's probably one. Whether it was a CD that my sister had, and of course, when you're brother and sister, you go, "Oh no, I don't like that."
Yeah.
But then
what you listen to this
eventually you go, "Actually, that is pretty good."
Yes, you acquire an appreciation.
Yeah, but I would have never listened to it at that age. I just would have gone, "Oh,
yeah,
it's too modern." But now I'm like, I appreciate it now.
Are you drawn towards the guitar mostly, being a guitarist, or do you?
No, you think
the guitar is so prominent. It's
the drums as well, honestly. So even as not a drummer, you just go, I love just the amount of kick drums.
Yeah. I used to when I was attempting to sort of train myself on double kick. I used to sit on the end of my bed and air drum along to Beast and Harlot, and I thought I did a pretty good job. But that's
we're always perfect when we're air drumming, aren't we?
Yeah.
When we air drum a song, absolutely. We go, I nailed that there. When in reality, if I actually had a hi hat in front of me, I couldn't do it that fast.
No. Yeah. No. Well, I can't. But yeah.
And you've done it for years.
Yeah.
But no one's going to get close to him, though.
No, well, no.
Really.
No. He's just the Rev is just. He was something else, and he's just 28 years old. He died. It's unbelievable. He could have been.
I was going to say 1 year earlier.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Absolutely.
He'd have gone down in history a bit slightly differently.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For not good reasons, but
No.
But I mean, he could have been on top of the world. Like Eloy Casagrande has just joined Slipknot, from Sepultura. That could have been the Rev. Like he could have.
Oh yeah.
He could have been in Slipknot.
He'd have been one of those ones that everyone wants to play in their band.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
He'd have been the go-to drummer.
Yeah, Josh Freese.
Maybe Foo Fighters. No.
Who knows?
He would have been bored.
He's a bit. He's a bit too metal for Foo Fighters, isn't he? Yeah.
Although I'm trying to think, did Joey Jordison? No, he didn't. No. I'm thinking of something else. Joey Jordison played for Metallica, did he?
Yeah, he did, and he drummed for Korn as well.
Yeah, because I remember with Lars ill or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, didn't James go on stage at a festival and be like, right, well, Lars couldn't make it.
Yeah, so we brought a friend.
We've got a friend of ours.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most people are like, that's better. That's better than the original lineup.
People holding boards saying, sack Lars.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. So good. I like
so there we
chat. I like this album.
I enjoyed listening to that.
Yeah, good.
More than most of the other ones I've had to listen to.
Cool. You've had to listen to. Well, the amazing thing about going through it alphabetically is you never know what you're going to get.
Okay, this is going to be with B.
It's a massive change now.
Okay, let me think.
Yes, it is beginning with B's. We have finished the.
Oh wow! Okay.
We have finished the A's in 11 CDs.
So it's going to be Bad Religion.
No. Close though. No.
Okay.
Not close. Not close.
First word right or something? Okay.
Ish. Yeah. The first word was right actually.
Yeah. Now I can't think of any word. My mind's gone blank of all the bands. There's probably loads of bands that start with bad.
Think of Avenged Sevenfold, right? And then think of something. Absolutely different.
Wow. Okay. Bad Company.
Ooh.
No.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, I think you'll have to.
It's about a boy.
And it's the soundtrack.
It's the soundtrack to the film. Written.
Is it his album though?
Yeah.
Officially. Oh, okay.
Original soundtrack by Badly Drawn Boy. And it's the only soundtrack. It's the only album I own by Badly Drawn Boy, as well.
Well, yeah.
But it's
the only one I know about, I think.
Yeah. Big song was
Something to Talk About.
Yeah, something to talk about. Yeah,
there was a couple of hits, sort of.
Yeah.
There, wasn't there?
Yeah. Oh, Silent Sigh as well.
That's a
great song.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did that. Yeah, it'd be a relaxing listen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a very good album. And it's got like snippets from the film as well and stuff like that.
Oh no.
What year was it? 2002.
Okay, I was 1 year
on
off.
XL Recordings. Yeah.
Right.
So
that'd be interesting then. Maybe I should watch the film as well.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
We could talk about the film as well.
Just have two separate ones. Yeah. The film and the soundtrack. Oh, I don't know about that.
No.
You can only have so much of that.
Maybe just mention the film.
We'll mention it. But then this is more Wikipedia articles we have to read. The Avenged Sevenfold one, I was like, I'm not going to get through this.
Yeah, there's a lot about Avenged Sevenfold.
But a lot of it was the same stuff, though. So you're able to skip it. Once Backcountry starts getting successful, it was all the same, wasn't it? It was all like, and then they did this, and then they did that. It's like, well done. They
went on tour. And
and then they got another, it's like, another award.
So okay. That's your homework. I'll send it to you. About a Boy.
Cool. Send it to me in the post. Yeah.
No. Right, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Could be forever.
Yeah. All right.
See you next week then.
Yeah. See you next week. Goodbye.
Cool. Bye. We'll have the facts next time, not just my speculation.
Yeah, there's been a lot of, mainly from me, just saying
misinformation.
Yeah, this is true. Why not?
And then you correct it next time on the.